Greetings. How are you? We stop. Stop it, please. Okay. Okay. Let's get into it. Why did I move to a farm? The short answer is my ambition got the best of me. The long answer, I'll say this. I think everyone starts their creative journey really trying to figure out what they want to do, right? But I didn't start that way. I knew exactly what I wanted to do before I even started. I knew that eventually I want to be telling people how great it is to be a father. I knew that I didn't have my dad on a daily. He lived in California. I grew up in Baltimore. Only saw him in the summer times, and it just wasn't enough time. And so I wished that I had more access to him. And once I saw like proof of good fatherhood consistently, I was like, oh, all I need is proof. I believe I can be a good dad. So I want to be that proof for other people, because I don't think people understand how valuable the position of a father is. Like, we get it theoretically, but we don't know how much work it takes to be in a family, fighting for your marriage, fighting for the relationship with each kid individually, protecting them from the outside world, trying to figure out what is good to keep in, what is bad, like even dealing with your own childhood trauma, going to therapy, working on yourself so your inner child isn't warring with your child's self or spilling out into your marriage. There's so much work that needs to be done, right? And I'm learning all this because I'm in therapy. I'm doing the deep work. But my ambition got the best of me. I really thought that, like, I have this calling toward creative people. And these creative people need to understand as well how to just have a mindset when approaching influence. So I spread myself too thin and hired too fast and did not manage well my time or the people. And I was away from home, and suddenly I was working, and all that work felt like it was for nothing because, like I said a long time ago, the biggest stage that I'd ever stand on is in my living room. But I chose to go get an office and 5 or 6 employees and pursue this agency, which I thought was going to create residual income, but I did not have the patience or discipline or knowledge to see that through. And then there came a point where the kids, and then I would be working all day, and then I would come home to shoot film. I would shoot. I would still be like a present dad and fun and active, but I wasn't focused. And as I'm in therapy doing the work, doing the inner work, right, I'm recognizing that I'm missing so much as a man that I need, right? Not to mention I'm missing a lot of what's happening at home, but I really felt honored that I put my wife in a position to run the house. And I don't need to be a stay-at-home dad. I could just work and my wife could stay home. But I really missed a lot of things. Like, I was missing things I noticed. I would say that depression definitely got the most of me. And I'm not going to say the best of me, but the most. And it really popped off when I was trying to create the content, but Theo and the kids weren't necessarily excited about it. And Theo was like, yeah, we can do the content, but you can look in his eyes. Like, as a dad, I know my son's face, and I could look at his eyes and be like, he don't really want to do this. And I would say that I didn't know how to move from then. I didn't know what to do. I could have figured it out, but I was so disappointed in myself for letting not holding on to my relationship with my child and putting it as top priority. And I would be like, I'll build the business and get back to the family. Like, I'll get back to it. I'll do the Frank thing. I'll get back to it. We'll do How Married Are You? I'll get back to it. But man, the biggest stage I'll ever stand on is right in my living room. It won't be a YouTube stage. It won't be me playing a sport, because I'm not very athletic. You know what I'm saying? I got a little squabble in me, but I ain't really that athletic. You know what I'm saying? But it will never be as big as the impact I have on these children. And I'm in a position now where I can start to lead them into where they're supposed to be, their stardom, their presence, their perfect place, right? But I can't do that if I'm not home. So we moved here and we sold our house, mainly because, one, we needed the money. I had got myself into a deep hole. I wasn't posting, and I was like, all right, I'm actually getting like scary depressed, to where it's like, oh, I'm starting to have that ideation of like self-harm. And I was like, this isn't good. I've been here before, and I know how bad it gets. And then Yvette and I were not doing well. And it wasn't because of like I was filming the family and she wasn't okay with it. It was some other stuff that she's on a journey with that we did not see eye to eye, and we were talking about splitting like loosely, but I was okay with it. Like, I was like, oh, I'm not trying to do this anymore. And when you get to that point in your marriage and you get to that point in your career, there is a huge like reflection that you do that you start to contemplate, okay, where have I gone wrong? How can I get back right? And so big shout out to my therapist, man. My therapist is a genius. He's allowed me to, as homework, write songs, and I've been able to express myself and my opinion and my inner thoughts, the ones that I don't want anybody to hear, to my therapist, and we get to dissect the rhymes. And that has been very therapeutic, and that has helped me keep me alive. But then my body starts shutting down, and I was like, well, maybe we can just, like, I'm not working my life away, right, to try to keep everybody comfortable and stable, and I'm falling apart. And so I was like, let's sell the house, right? And I have a friend who owns a farm. It's a pistachio farm that bears no pistachios. I mean, we see pistachios, but we don't know how to harvest them. And the goal was to come out here and maybe build on their land, but it's a lot of red tape out here. This is a caveat. This is like a side note and a rabbit trail I'm going down, but we're not going to be here long. We've decided that Hemet is a little too hot for us, and this house doesn't have any AC. And we already had to do some work on the house to get it kind of like livable for us. And I wasn't willing to invest any more money, and they don't want to sell it. So we're not going to be here too much longer. So that's that. But we moved here to go deep, to redefine for me to redefine family for myself, to have some really hard, tough conversations with the kids that were pending, and for Yvette and I to kind of reconnect and figure out what we really want. So with that, I haven't really been posting at all. And I have just really been working on breathing and like being excited to be alive in a place that is very uncomfortable and necessarily not likable. This time of the year is beautiful though. Like, I'm assuming from like November to May, it's like a pleasure to be here, but the other 7 months is not lit. It's terrible here. So with that being said, the other 6 months, but with that being said, I moved because I needed to reset, and I moved the whole family for that, and it's not the best feeling, but the better feeling is realizing that my children can find joy anywhere. My wife and I can find joy anywhere. It's not a place. Our home is not a address. It is like our internal self. Like, this is our vessel and this is home. And we have been rediscovering that. And so I know a lot of people have been asking us, why? What's the point? What do you plan on doing? Are you gonna grow? We're definitely gonna grow, but not like food here, or not pistachios here. But we're gonna grow as people, and that's what we've done. So expectations for the channel. I love this relationship with my followers. Like, I truly do. But of course, the most important people that follow me are the kids and my wife. And so, with that being said, with the children's permission, with my wife's permission, we are moving forward with creating content. And we're creating for a specific purpose, because this content isn't for everybody. We have a lot of people that have, negative views on families that share their life story. So I want to, kind of address that. In my book, which I'm working on. One of the cool things is that I have been out here writing a book. And the book is on fatherhood and everything that I've learned over the past 12 years as a dad. And even though Thea was only 11, there was a lot of things that I've learned having a pregnant wife. But we're going to grow as people, and that's what we've done. I have decided that we are looking for where we belong, what community we're called to serve. So we will be traveling soon after we leave here to kind of find what area we want to be in. We really love California. We have a lot of friends and family here. We don't have a lot of support though. And so I guess, and California is very expensive, but we are looking for a place where we can have land, grow our own food, and have a safe haven for the children, and have a safe haven for us. So that's kind of where we are. But this channel, this relationship between you and I and us and y'all, I'll be posting a video every day until my 40th birthday on May 8th. Moments, daily moments of fatherhood, of family, of Black life, over and over and over again. And I'm super excited about it. It's not always going to look the same. Some of it will be just kind of like this, talking head. Sometimes it'll be throwback stuff that we've recorded but never put out. We still have our consent meetings. The kids are still, participating in the content. And you can just see, if you look at the kids and how they're in front of the camera, you can tell everybody feels safe. But I do think I missed the mark before when I was working primarily, and then coming home to shoot, and not really spending a lot of time. So I understand if some people are like, yo, we expected so much more, you were supposed to do this, but man, I'm 100% committed to being a better father, a better husband, a better man, a better follower of Christ. And I'm not interested in making it look like how other people think it should. I'm very confident in who God has called me to be and the mission I'm on. And I don't need any permission, even though I still ask for it sometimes. I've definitely been operating in fear, and I guess it all kind of stems from losing my sister and like how much that affected me. So yeah, there it is. That's the answer to the question you guys have been asking. But I have experienced some great things here. And there's some really dope people I want you to meet. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get back to work, because I'm on the biggest stage I'll ever stand on.